Welcome to the 36th coffee lecture series from the Chemistry, Biology, Pharmacy Information Center at ETH Zurich. I'm Gina Cannarozzi, and today I'm going to present Embase. Embase is a biomedical literature search database. So before I look at the details of Embase, let me click here. Just a refresher on literature searching. So ideally, in an ideal literature search, you want to find everything that's relevant to you, which you want it to be sensitive, but you don't want to find anything irrelevant. So you want it to be specific. If you search with something like Google Scholar, it does bring back a lot of hits, but a lot of them may be irrelevant. And so Embase is a tool that can help you find exactly what it is you're looking for. Okay, so as I mentioned, Embase is a biomedical literature database, and it's tailored for pharma and biomedical industries. So it includes special functions that are specific to medical device development, drug development, and pharmacovigilance or monitoring drug safety. It's used for systematic reviews in the medical field and for medical affairs reporting. Okay, so the other big biomedical literature database is PubMed, and there are some differences between Embase and PubMed. The first one being that PubMed is free. It's free to everybody in the world, so a lot of people depend on PubMed. Embase is available as a subscription from Elsevier. Luckily, at ETH Zurich, they license Embase, and so we have access to it. The content is also a little bit different. PubMed is mostly composed of Medline. It also has some books and some full text articles. Medline has around 31 million records. Embase contains all of Medline plus 8,000 journals. 3,000 are unique to Embase. In addition, it covers medical conference abstracts that you don't get, clinical trials, and the focus here is more international, whereas Medline comes out of the USA, so it's a little more USA-centric. The number of records in Embase is higher. And the cool thing about both of these literature databases is that they both rely on a controlled vocabulary. And that means professional annotators, either people, AI-assisted people, or AI, read the article and assign keywords from a controlled vocabulary. And then when the user searches, the first thing that happens is the user's search terms are matched against this controlled vocabulary. So in PubMed, this is the mesh terms. There's 30,000 terms with 300,000 synonyms. And in Emtree, you have a much more rich vocabulary. You have 100,000 terms, 500,000 synonyms, and there's over 200,000 drug synonyms. So what that means is when you search with Embase, you're more likely to find what you're looking for because it has such a rich vocabulary. This improves the sensitivity, and if you want specificity, they have searching and filtering functions. Embase has more than PubMed. And also they have a lot of specialized searches for things like drug safety, drugs, disease, and devices. Okay, so this controlled vocabulary in Embase is called Emtree. If you go to the front page, you can browse Emtree by coming here. If you go to the top level of Emtree, you can see, oops, didn't mean to do that. There's a lot of very broad topics such as diseases. So under diseases, you could have cancer, you could have diabetes, you could have any horrific disease you can think of. But if you choose disease here, it will expand and take all of the diseases underneath. So it's basically a tree. Here I have biological functions that split into 3 terms for organs, organisms, and at the cellular level. And if I choose this, I get all 3 of them. And that goes on down the tree. So as you work down the tree, you get more and more specific. The browser lets you see what the terms are and pick what you want. So another key way that Embase helps you is it does exploding. So if I take one term, I can take all of the terms underneath. That's called exploding, and that you can turn on and off to fine tune what it is you want. Okay, so if I search for paracetamol in Emtree, it comes up in 4 places. And those 4 places are chemicals, organic compounds, agents affecting metabolisms, and analgesics. And you can see it has 355 synonyms, including Tylenol. This finds 129,000 records. If I look for exactly what's searched when I search for paracetamol, this is the search that's returned. It does an OR with all of the, a Boolean OR with all of the synonyms, and includes some other things in there. Okay, so if I want to search using the search tool, not by browsing Emtree, I can go to the front page, embase.com. If I sign in, I have the ability to save searches and, more importantly, set alerts. So if I find a search that's good for me, finding the information I want, I can save it as an alert and always get an update to that search. The front page is the quick search, and if you type in here, it'll help you find what you want. If I put in paracetamol and do the search, the return looks something like this. So you can see on the left-hand side, there's a lot of filters. You have very fine tuning with the filters that helps increase your specific, specificity. Oh my God. Okay. And you can also see that I have a search history here. And this is nice because the search history, you can see what I've been searching for, diabetes and paracetamol. If I click these boxes, I can combine the output of my search history using and or, and in this way build very complex search queries. The other thing to notice here is you can sort the returns, and here, when I search with the quick search, I have 137,000 returns. When I did it with Emtree, I only had 129,000, and you can see the difference is between this one and this one. Here, I've done the explosion downward. This is the Emtree term, but I've also searched paracetamol in the text of the article, and there I have 137,000 returns. Okay, so the specialized searches in Embase are numerous, and if you look across the top here, you can see all of the different specialized searches they have. So one, for example, is searching with the PICO framework. PICO is often employed to answer clinical or healthcare questions and when you're doing systematic literature reviews. So there you put in the population is the P, so diabetes patients, the intervention, I want to look at the effects of insulin. Do I want to compare that to something, maybe a placebo, and the outcome? You can also specify. And you see when I choose diabetes here, I get the Emtree browser here, so I can fine tune by going up or make it more broad by, I can fine tune by going down in the tree or make it more broad by going up. Another tool here is the PV wizard, which is a drug safety wizard. And you can see the key elements here are the drug name, alternative drug names, adverse drug reactions, because in the pharma industry, maybe you have a drug and you want to know as soon as there's an adverse drug reaction. So you can set up a query with the PV wizard and then set an alert, and then you'll always be updated when something new happens. It also has 2 more key elements, the special situations that would be in pregnancy maybe, and which human subset you want to look at. Okay, they also have a medical device search and a lot of medical device keywords. And here again, once you put in a keyword like a wearable electronic device, then you can choose, do I want to look just at clinical trials? I can compare the manufacturers of these devices, compare the devices themselves, or look for adverse effects. And both this one and the PV Wizard were developed in consultation with industry to align with the best practices for these problems. Okay. There's an advanced search where you just have a lot more filters up top, and you can choose, do I want to explode? Do I not want to explode? There's some fine tuning you can do here. And then they have 3 specialized tools for drugs, diseases, and devices that have filters specific to these categories. So for drugs, the special filters are fields, subheadings, and routes. How do you apply the drug? And you can see here, drug dependent. I can't read from here. So there's just some more filters you can apply. Same with diseases and devices. Something new in Embase is the translator. So if you're doing a systematic literature review, it's recommended that you use more than one biomedical research database and you combine the answers. And then because they have different content. And here, if you build a query in PubMed, it will help you translate that query into the Embase with Embase keywords. Okay, one last thing I want to point out is that on the results page, there's this index miner. So if you come back with a collection of 129,000 papers, you can look at what terms have been used to index this collection. And this can give an idea of commonalities they have. What are the main keywords behind what you're looking for? I think this is an interesting tool. So that's about it for Embase. There's a coffee lecture card, and next week, we have 3 more coffee lectures, one on ACD Percepta, Manchester Academic Phrase Bank, and Canva. So are there any questions online or in the room?